Yo, hello, welcome back.
What up, everybody?
Welcome back to 5 More Minutes English podcast talking about China skateboarding. As you know, in May this summer in Shanghai, there is a big event.
Yeah, the Olympic Qualifier series. So it'll be one stop in Shanghai, one stop in Budapest, right before Paris 2024. Guangmu and I, we were actually able to visit the venue last week and met a special guest, and that will be the guest that we're going to be discussing the Olympic qualifying series with everybody today. So special guest name, Pierre Frater Brady. He is the Associate Director, Olympic Games Strategy and Development. So we have a very special guest for everybody today.
For more information, please follow us on our website, kickerclub.com, and YouTube channel, Kicker Club, Instagram, same, Kicker Club, KICKERCLUB. Thank you. Okay, let's start. I'm going to speak in Chinese, and Danny will help me translate to English, okay? 那么第一个问题就是滑板已经成为这个奥运会的项目有3年了，从东京奥运会开始。从 IOC 的角度来看，达到了当初的预期了吗？有没有一些数据可以给我们分享一下？
Skateboarding has been in the Olympics, and it's an official sport now. We're getting closer to Paris, obviously, and so much time has passed since Tokyo. Is there any statistics that you can share with us, whether like skateboarding community's grown or participants or anything like that, any official?
Or skateboarding help Olympic attract more attention from the young generation?
Absolutely. Well, first, if we look at the first appearance of skateboarding in the games in Tokyo, it was a great success, especially on digital media and especially among the younger generation. Beyond the success of the Olympic Games, I think your question relates to the impact on skateboarding, right? On the athletes, on the communities. If I look at the athletes, if you take a skater like Raisa Leal, before coming to Tokyo, she had a few 100,000 followers on social media. After Tokyo, 9 million. So it means that in 2 days, she became bigger than Tony Hawk on social media.
Wow.
That is the power of the rings. That is the power of the Olympic Games. So this is looking at the athlete's perspective. If we look at the industry, we spoke to a few brands, and there is a sporting manufacturer in Italy that was telling us that right after the games, it was impossible to find a skateboard in Italy, sold out. Everybody wanted to try skateboarding after the games in Tokyo. So this is another way of looking at the impact. And maybe the last one is going back to grassroots level. And we heard, especially in Brazil, that the skate parks were full of young girls after the games. And this is so pleasing to hear, right? This is a true impact on all the communities. So yeah, it gives you an idea of the type of impact that the Olympic Games can have on such sport.
Sure.
好，非常感谢。那么下一个问题是，为什么今年要加上海和布达佩斯这两站？这两站和前面的迪拜啊、什么的罗马呀有什么区别？
Why Shanghai and Budapest? So is there any specific reason for these cities to host the qualifiers?
And what's the difference with the Dubai and Rome before?
Yes, so 2 years ago, the IOC decided to launch a new event that is called the Olympic Qualifier Series. And for the first time, the IOC, in partnership with the International Federation, will organize its own qualifiers. So there will be 4 sports. They all share the same features, the same urban DNA, BMX freestyle, breaking, skateboarding, and sport climbing. And they will be organized in a single venue, an urban park. It's going to be a very compact event. Thursday, Friday, you have the prelims. Saturday, Sunday, you have the finals. And we were looking for vibrant cities with an urban setting. So we initiated a dialogue with some interested national Olympic committees and interested cities. And Shanghai very quickly came with a strong vision, a strong concept that was fully aligned with the vision we had for the first edition of this event. So there was a very thorough process. We came here for a site inspection to spend some time with the organizing committee, and since day one we've been very impressed with the project that has been put forward. So Shanghai and Budapest for us were absolutely natural fit. It's great to start here in such a big and vibrant city, and it's also great to end up in Budapest, close to Paris. We'll be in Europe a few weeks before Paris. So we are extremely happy and really look forward to these two events.
那上海的比赛会有一些变化吗？和其他前面的几站的相比？
So are there any, is there going to be any differences between Shanghai and the previous events?
Well, you know, the difference is that this is the final step. So this is actually the ultimate stage on the road to Paris. So in terms of points that the athletes will receive, here they will receive the maximum amount of points. So this is where everything will be decided. And at the end of the two stops, the athletes with the highest number of points will secure a quota spot for the Olympic Games in Paris.
现在上海，你看已经到了3月份了，5月份就要比赛，已经准备到哪一步了？进展到哪一步了？接下来有没有一个时间线？
With the qualifiers being in May and right now March, so what step are we at, like 2 months before the games, as far as like preparedness? So site obviously is confirmed, you know, things like that.
Well, the IOC came here for 3 days to do a very thorough review of all aspects of the projects. Today is our very last day. We had yesterday and the day before 2 days of workshops, and in terms of level of preparation, we are very confident. Everything is on its way to be ready in 2 months. The construction will start next week with the field of play that will start to be built, and it will take place actually right here, right now. We are just 10 meters away from the skate park, which will be on the right, and the skate street, which will be on the left. And you will have here in Shanghai state-of-the-art facilities, because the best skateboarders, men and women, the very best, will be coming. We have full gender parity at the Olympic Qualifier series, which means the exact same number of women and same number of men, and it reflects as well what will happen this summer during the games. Full parity, same number of male, same number of female athletes. So in terms of level of preparation, to go back to your question, very, very confident with what we've seen from the Shanghai Organizing Committee.
好的，刚才你也分享了，在进入奥运会之后，滑板也带来了一些比如说有更多的女孩滑板呀等等的。但是呢，在接下来，比如说如何保持滑板街头的文化，以及和这个比赛之间怎么样一个平衡，或者奥运会接下来有没有一些改变，会更加注重这个街头文化，有没有一些可以分享？
As you mentioned earlier, the impact obviously the games has on, you know, a certain sport like skateboarding, and so how important is it to, let's say, preserve the cultural side of it, and, you know, comparatively maybe to say just the pure competition side of it?
Yeah, I think you bring a fundamental point, and I mentioned that Olympic Qualifier series is obviously a qualifier, but this is actually much more than a sporting event. Sport will be merged with art, culture, and creativity. And at the same time as the competition, we'll also organize an urban festival, which means that during 4 days, there will be some sports competition and plenty of activities which will reflect the lifestyle of these sports. Which means as a spectator, you come here, you can watch the skateboarding competition, but you can also take part in all the activities that will be displayed as part of the Urban Festival. So it's a completely new Olympic experience. It's going to be very immersive, and you can spend the whole day at the park. You can get to see other sports as well. So this is really the uniqueness of that new property, and it's truly really important that we celebrate the culture of these sports, because as I said before, they are more than a sport, they are a lifestyle. So it's about celebrating this lifestyle in all its different forms.
Awesome. Okay. 那么在接下来这个结束之后，在巴黎的正式的奥运会的比赛和东京相比会有一些不同吗？还是差不多？
In Paris, will there be any differences between Paris and Tokyo? Obviously, aside from the city, like any changes?
Or will it be similar like this in Shanghai?
Well, there are two ways of looking at it. First, in terms of competition setting, we will be in an incredible venue. I was in Paris last week, and the skateboarding competition will take place at Place de la Concorde, which is right in the city center, right in between Champs-Élysées and the Louvre Museum. It's a beautiful, open and urban venue, and it's going to be mind-blowing. The ticketing is sold out. It was sold out instantly. Everybody wanted to get tickets, not only for skateboarding, but also for the other sports at Place de la Concorde. This is breaking, this is BMX freestyle, this is 3-on-3 basketball, and the venue will be fantastic. We also had a great venue in Tokyo, and as I mentioned before, we want to make the games more youthful and more urban. So we're bringing the sport where people are, where they are in urban settings, in city center, and in an area that is very accessible, very open. So this is for the similarity between Tokyo and Paris. The main difference, if you remember, in Tokyo, there were no spectators because of COVID. So we had an incredible venue, but we couldn't welcome spectators. This time in Paris, it's going to be absolutely full, and the experience will be electrifying. So we are very, very much looking forward to these 2 weeks in the games. And what you will actually see in Shanghai in 2 months will be a preview of what you will experience in Paris this summer.
Shanghai have tickets as well?
Yes, actually, the Shanghai team will put the tickets on sale next month. So you should be ready. There will be every day 20,000 people coming to the urban park, and we've seen the latest venue layouts, venue maps, venue renderings. It looks absolutely stunning. So this is a no-miss event for sure.
Yeah, this is a great location in Shanghai. It's beautiful here. Yeah.
We are so happy to be at that venue. We can already feel these urban vibes. You know, there is an existing skate park over there. So we've met with the local riders, be it in skateboarding or in BMX freestyle. And it's great, you know, to come to a venue that already has some of these existing facilities. You have some indoor and outdoor venues as well. So we believe this is the perfect backdrop for the inaugural edition of the Olympic Qualifier Series.
On a side, digressing a little bit, but so if a sport, or I guess any sport, if you introduce like a different or an addition to the sport, right? Let's say ping pong, you have singles, men's, women's, and then let's say doubles. So for skateboarding, there's so many, right? There's maybe street, park, vert, flat ground, or game of skate. Is there a process of that from the Olympic, from the committee, I guess, to process that, to say, okay, we add in more, or maybe we subtract it? Is there like an official, or is there like a procedure, I guess?
Absolutely, there is an official process, and actually after each edition of the Olympic Games, we do a very comprehensive review of each sport, each discipline, and each event to ensure that our program remains relevant, and we do that in close collaboration with each of the international federation. So in the case of skateboarding, This is a process that we conduct together with WorldSkate, and every time there are some few adjustments that can be made from one edition to the other.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense. I was just thinking because there's so many, there's probably a lot of places that want to host something like this, and some of the disciplines are, obviously the space requirement and the venues are limited, right? So I think something with maybe like vert or flat ground, be easier, more accessible to these cities or these candidates.
Well, actually, many cities are indeed interested to host this type of event. Why? Because first, it's compact. We're speaking about 4 days. It's very central in the city center. These sports are very appealing to the younger generation, and the athletes are also very popular. Some of them are iconic. So indeed, a lot of cities interested. But our message when we talk to each of them is really for this event to adapt to the city, and it's not the city adapting to us. It's us looking at the specificities, the features of the city, and defining together the best value proposition. So here in Shanghai, we'll be in a very urban setting in the city center. In Budapest, 1 month later in June, we'll be in the middle of a university campus. So, different setup, different setting, but no doubt that both events will be equally successful.
Do you have any statistics on how many IOC members started skateboarding?
IOC members started skateboarding? Wow, that's a great question. I'm not an IOC member, so I'm not part of the statistics, but being an IOC staff, I'm one. So I'm not there yet to make some tricks, but I must say that just cruising by the lake is already very enjoyable.
Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. Great to hear.
好了，我觉得就这些吧，非常感谢。
Yeah, that's it. Thank you for your time. It's a pleasure to meet you, and we hope to see you soon back in Shanghai, and I'm sure we will.
Well, the pleasure is shared, and hope to see you in May, from May 16 to May 19 at Wangpu Riverside.